Welcome everybody to the Broken Wing Racing League, the Broken Wing Le Mans series, and we are in Season 2, Round 2, here at Fuji Speedway. Alright, now we're on board with Doug Sarantino of Hyperion Racing 10, facing a rival of Hyperion Racing 9 of Luke Wallace. I'll probably switch in just a second. Great things to note. We have 59 entries. Not in this race, but in total. What I got on the roster, not every driver is here, but 21 GTPs, 15 LMP2s, 8 GT3 Pros, and 15 GT3 Gentleman's Cups driving. So, big group of the Gentleman's Cup for the GT3s. That goes with Pro-Ams, AMs, or AMs, as it is the case for one team. And it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens here. As it stands, we have the most, which is going to be 19 GT3s in the field right now. There's 43 entries total, and 14 GTPs, and 10 LMP2s. I was going Upwood Worm, and Cal Sefer earlier for the follow. Wasn't live at the time. But it's round 2. Can't wait to see what happens here. Everything's up for grabs. Going down the order, let's start with the top 3 of each grouping here. Landon Loy is leading in the practice session. And what we're going to see in the practice session, no GTPs. Come on, guys. I guess they're done with the practice already. Only solo Landon Loy did a 129.7. Hyperion Racing 5 did a 130. After that, we see some 130s, some 131s, 132s. Our lowest is a 132 in P13. The highest LMP2s have done, which we'll take a look here. Doug's into the wall there. And so is that one. Alright, they can't keep it on the track, but Synergy GP of Thomas Frost in P1 in the LMP2s with a 134 even. He's about 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds back from the GTP, so it's going to be a close field. Not only with the LMP2s and the GTPs, as they do find each other around that last sector. Going over to Dominic Ford of 212 Racing in the 12 car. His fastest time was a 139.6. The 212 Racing of 212 Powell Casca in the LMP2 did a 135. So fine margins there for the LMP2s to the GT3s, but not so fine. That's still about 4 seconds. Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson in second. In Valhalla Motorsports, Fior of Gage Yams in third. Back over to the LMP2s, that was Hyperion Racing X, which is 10. Doug's Sarantino in second, and Payday Racing Purple of R. Chase Berry. Looking like some great weather out there. Gonna be a race to the finish. Yeah, more than likely. Jeff Lubitsch here. Not sporting the correct livery. That's funny. This is a professional league, guys. Come on. Jeff Lubitsch did a 137.1. He's in the middle, or right up there in the back of the LMP2s. A couple more laps here, maybe we'll see him get with his classification. Another driver to look out for is Peter Flanner of the Draft Punk Gold. Did a 130.5, putting him in second position. Zoom Motorsports, a Trey Mistack. He's out there, but he's fifth in practice. He's first in the standings. It's only been one race, but his team is first. Jason's Chicken Shop, if Chris Lambeth is out there, he's second. Hyperion Racing 10 is Camden Craft. He is second in practice. Going over to our LMP2s, we have Stratos Motorsport 401 of Gavin Hooks. He is first in the LMP2 class. Hyperion Racing 6 is second. That's Willie Brennan. He is seventh in the LMP2 class at the moment, but on the leaderboard, in the results standings, he is second. Diltz Racing is Dean Diltz. Is he here? He is not. So the guy in P3 in the LMP2 class standings is not here. Hyperion Racing 10 is, and they are second in practice, fourth in the standings. GT3 Pros, there's only a couple of them here, but they're here. Tyler Kokeko in P1, following suit that he is P1 in the GT3 Pro standings. Valhalla Motorsports Fior is second in the standings. They are third in practice. They're out there. Well, they're not out there. Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson's in third. He is second in the GT3 standings, as you can see. And then going over to the GT3 Gentleman's Cup, we have Solitude Racing, who is out there in P1 in the standings. But Solitude Racing, are they even here? You gotta look out. Jamie Zhen. He is out here. He is P19 in the GT3s as it stands. But P1 in the standings. Darkwing Racing is in second in the GT3 Gentleman's Cup. Darkwing Racing right now is in 12th with Michael Thompson at the helm. And Das Yeehaw Racing of Jason Daly is third in the GT3 Gentleman's Cup. And still yet we have not a lot of the decals on some of these drivers. Not all of them, but some of them. Look at that. Jason Chen, 0 days since last incident. No decals on that driver. William Paisley, or Arcadian. He's got those on there, doesn't he? I can't even tell. Not from that angle. I don't see a sim motion. Nope, he doesn't have them there. Penalties, penalties, penalties. Speaking of penalties, people will have them if you're not running the correct... Oh, look at that. Joshua Grasso and the Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team. Still running that Lucky Charms livery. The great thing about this being a 6-race total event for Season 2 is that penalties are applied on the second race. If you didn't figure out how to put decals on your livery that are supplied by the league, then that's a paddling. That matters all in this very short run to a championship. Oh wait, I shouldn't say that. He does have the sim motion stuff on there. Just on that. Disregard my assumptions about Joshua Grasso, but other people are at fault here. Gotta find somebody to shame them. Not gonna be that one. It's gonna be Craig Carroll. No, I think he's got him on here. My trading paints was being a piece of garbage. I reloaded myself into the session. Seems to be fixed. Some people... Oh, well, you know what? If it's been reloaded, I'll give it that old Control S. Is it Control R? Yeah, it's Control R. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go. I'll just be re-downloading some of these liveries if they end up working. That's great. If they don't, then I blame you for all your mistakes. Control R, Control S, yeah. It's going. Gio Gonzalez holding the fastest time. Or Hyperion Racing 9 in the LMP2 class. Landon Loy has not been challenged. He's still got almost a full half a second gap to Camden Craft there, as you can see. Only showing the top 3 drivers and the rotating 3 after that point. That's how it's going. There is zero possibility I can make that leaderboard any bigger than it already is. With 1 minute 17 seconds left to go, we'll take a look at some of these drivers and see where they're at. Tyler Kokeko still crossing the line with a 139.6, still not beat yet by anyone else. That is it there. Anyone else still on track? We got Stratos Motorsport out there. Like to see when they're using the liveries, the decals. You know what? I think all the AM class drivers in the GT3 Gentlemen's Club are running things correctly. More than likely the GT3s as well. Haven't seen any rule breakers just yet. But the LMP2 class, ooh, different story altogether. So try to find some drivers. Oh, they're running them. And look at that. Jeff Lubitsch did indeed get ahead of the LMP2s. Austin J. McGilla Team First Class Racing. He is not wearing the decals. That is unfortunate. Can't see some of these drivers as well. I don't think it really matters as much for the GTPs and LP2s to show the accent, but I think you still have to have the sim motion part of it to be viable. We're going to go into qualifying session now, and with that, quick promotional break for our league sponsor here. And we are back. What I do? I don't know what upward sim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, now I read back a little bit. Sorry about that. No. Valhalla Motorsports did do the things correctly. I did see that. I am not calling out Valhalla Motorsports for their transgressions. Just that there will be definitely penalties applied for drivers that still have not put them on League 2. And I think it only really matters to have the sim motion part added here. Beyond that of the GT3 class showing pros versus AMs is kind of the point, because there is a distinction between the GT3s that are pro and AM in the championship standings. With the LMP2s and the GTPs, it's not so much of a distinction there, so much as we can determine whether or not I'm looking at an LMP2 or a GTP. That said, those accents that follow on the GTPs versus the LMP2s just have to show that you're representing the actual league's sponsor, which is not Acura. Michael Thompson of Darkwing Racing in a strong fight here with Solitude Racing in second position. Penalty points is no bueno. Who has the best livery? I'm not sure yet. But we'll go on board with Peter Petrucci of Four Loco Racing, USA team. There is a separate team of the... Why is it USA? I thought it was supposed to be sour grape and sour apple. Gotta look at these registered rosters here to determine who's... Oh no, there's 3 teams. There's the Four Loco Racing of USA of Peter Petrucci, Four Loco Racing Sour Apple of Ryan A. Phillips, Four Loco Racing Sour Grape of Christopher D.K. Hoyt, and as Peter Petrucci just has a few more corners to attack here before he gets to the start straight finish. We're going to see whether or not his time is going to be the fastest time. Mustang was pretty strong here in the GT3 race. Is another flavor? Really? So the setups aren't working for now for the GTPs because the temperature is extremely different. Should be super fun time for the Protos. The Taste of America. I don't know about that one. So far, so good. Matthew Wyckoff leading the race here in first position. We knew this was going to be a possibility. He won the race in the GT3 category, and now he's cruising on by with a comfortable lead of, actually not a comfortable lead, of 212 Racing of Dominic Ford. It's only 0.142 back from him on the gap. Parks de la Cruz just behind, also not that far behind, with only 0.2, almost 0.3 back from Matthew Wyckoff. Valhalla Motorsports and Matt Benson is almost 0.6 back from his teammate in P1, or his sister teammate. Valhalla Motorsports Fior and of Gage Yams, also similar boat. They're actually almost tied together. The difference between Matt Benson and Gage Yams is not only the interval of 0.003 to each other. That's insane. And look at that. The other Valhalla Motorsports crosses line. Jeff Koffold, possibly the longest driver that I've seen of the Valhalla guys in Broken Ring Racing League, out there in fourth position. Now it's a Valhalla 1, 4, 5, and 6 with the 212 Racing splitting that up. TR Racing of Brandon Renfro in 7, Darkwing Racing of Michael Thompson in 8, Cars Racing CKY of Forrest Holland in 9. Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson takes P1, but then Parks de la Cruz takes it across the line, and he's going again, but Parks isn't. And now that separation of the gap is now, we have 4 drivers in the 139s. That is insane. Matthew Wyckoff, at the moment, I'm not sure if he is improving. He is actually on an outlap. He's going to just go for another shootout here. Echelon Simsport of Taylor Statham in 7th. Four Local Racing Sour Apple of Ryan A. Phillips in 11th. Caden Bisto of Stratus Motorsports in 12th. Four Local Racing USA of Peter Petrucci in 13th. Dropping down there, Das Yeehaw Racing of Jason Daly in 14. V-Ray Get Out of the Way of Lars Tiehaus in 15. Four Local Racing Sour Grape of Christopher D.K. Hoyt in 16. Feta of Elijah Burmy. He's going to cross the line, and he's going to 16th, overtaking one driver there for that position. We still have Solitude Racing in the pits, as well as Echelon Simsport GT3 Pro of Cody Smith, also in the pits. Not sure why that is. And we got another driver out. Now, got 2 minutes 55 seconds here before they are done, and it's going to go over to the GTPs and the LMP2s, and that's when we're going to start to see this little gaggle of cars here. Let's see a chopper view. And that's not them. Go forward a little bit. The GTP3s are still battling here, but look at this little, I don't know what you call a parkade. Joshua Grasso in the front there. Chris Lambeth second. I'm not even sure who that is. Landon Loy in third. Trey Mistak in the rear of Landon Loy there. Wants to get a good sniff of that. And then just behind is Andrew Korostecki, Jeff Lubitsch, Austin McGill. Looks like Gavin Hooks is getting ready there as well. Hey, I didn't say anything. You didn't hear a word. Parks de la Cruz still leads this with just under 2 minutes to go here. And he will have possibly his only shot. Not sure if he's going to go for a second lap after he is completed this one, but we'll see shortly. Ooh. See there. That, by my estimation, was an off track. And looking at the session events, this lap is going to be invalidated for Parks. It's all going to come down to that one final lap. Yeah, he invalidated into the hairpin on the exit. But he's still P1. Matt Benson ahead. And he's got, 2 sectors to contend with, as well as Matthew Wyckoff. Dominic Ford crosses the line to go again. He's going to have that chance. So is Jeff Koffold. So is Gage Yams. Parks de la Cruz will be one of the final drivers. We got 40 seconds, though. Jeff Koffold crosses the line to take P1 with a 139.681. That very well could be it. We still got some drivers that are out there. Caden Bristow, who is in 12th position. He's got 15 seconds technically if he wants to go again. He might park it. And gosh, if I could just click whoever is that last guy. It's going to be Matt Benson, who is going into the pits. Matthew Wyckoff. Not quite over for him. Peter Petrucci of Four Loco Racing USA. And Matthew Wyckoff. Does he improve? Doesn't look like he does. We got a driver going into the pit lane. Another driver in the pit lane. Dominic Ford of the 212 Racing 12 car. Still out there. And he is in 5th across the line. Did he improve? Doesn't look like it. Now we're going to see some, I guess, some drivers. Oh, come on. Christ. All right. Lars Tiehaus in 15th. There's another driver that just went in the pits, but I can't tell who it is. It keeps going to the pit lane. Lars will be one of the final cars in the GT3 class to cross the line. He does not improve. Huh. There was a GT3 that was out there, but it's not clicking to him. That was Caden Bristow, who did improve upon his time. Now we got what is controversy, I would say the least. The GTPs are about to get started here, but we got black flags thrown on Jeff Koffold and Matthew Wyckoff of the Valhalla Racing. So, not sure what this is about, but they are not taking this seriously. Hey, thank you, Kay Gersh, for the follow. The driver that is taking this seriously is the driver that's out on his hot lap. Joshua Grasso of Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team is the first GTP to proceed on their hot lap. Haven't seen what the GTPs can do here or the LMP2s in quite some time. All reports indicate that it is not fun and that the similar pace in the last sector is about equal there for the LMP2s and GTPs. Overall, the entire lap is a little bit different. We're going to see at least a 2-second gap based on pace and skill involved, and even the fastest LMP2 is not going to catch the slowest GTP, as Joshua Grasso is going to pull it across the line. Fastest, of course, but for how long? Just behind him was Chris Lambeth. That's a Peter Flanner. All right, you got Chris Lambeth, who's in 4th position. Only solo Landon Loy in 2nd. Arcadian Motorsports of William Paisley in 1st. Peter Flanner goes to 5th with the Draft Punk Golds. Little Lugnuts of Christopher Chitterling in 6th. Draft Punk Rock Flag Eagle, Dylan M. Thomas in 7. Producer to Punch Racing, and Jakor Stecky in 8. Zoom Zoom Racing of Trey Mistak in 9. And then we got drivers across the line in the LMP2 class. Twin Turn Sim Racing with Low Key Racing of Ryan Serlich in 2nd position for the LMP2s, 13th overall. Jason Chen of 0 Days Since Last Incident in 3rd position, 14th overall. But look at this one. Doug Serentino here. He's in 9th position, splitting 4 of those GTPs into the LMP2 class. Line up there. 10, 11, 12, 13 are drivers that are in the faster class. Hyperion Racing 10 in 1st in the LMP2s. See what he can do here. Gio Gonzalez has not set a time on the board, but we know he's one of the faster drivers in the LMP2 class. And not sure if he feels he's being impeded here, but he's got GTPs just ahead of him. And they should walk away there on the straight like they are. And he's going to call it on that one. Goes to P1 with that, and he's going to go again. Justin M. Wilson into 2nd with Payday Racing. And now we just split a bunch of the GTPs. Craig Carroll's in 16th position, 12th in the GTPs, 17th now, as Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys is in 6th. And improvements made with Doug Serentino. And Willie Brennan in Hyperion Racing 6. He's crossing the line for the LMP2 class. And what can he do? Maybe that was an outlap, but no lap there. Draft Punk of Jeff Lubitsch still has a little bit of ways to go here. He's through the chicanes. And about 4 quarters left, and we'll see whether or not he can set a time on the board. Team first class of Austin J. McGill, and no time on the board just yet. William Paisley goes fastest. Trey Mistak goes into 3rd with his time over Joshua Grasso. Landon Loy just 0.3 off Arcadian Motorsports there. Draft Punk Gold of Peter Flanner goes into 5th. Overtaking a lot of drivers there. Dylan M. Thomas going into 10th. And, everything is okay. That was a little weird. Jeff Lubitsch of Draft Punk goes to 10th. Was a little bit higher than that for a little bit, but Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys into 4th. And now Little Lugnuts of Christopher Cheaterling into 13th for the GTPs, 14th overall, as Doug Serentino still ahead of him by just a margin of a 10th or so. He's got 2 more laps to improve. Not it's going to make any difference. All the drivers. Ooh, Alex Caruso there in Hyperion Racing 7 goes across the line fastest overall. Just separated the gap of P2 to .061. And Hyperion Racing 6 of Willie Brennan does set a time on the board. That's 7th fastest in the LMP2 class. We still got this suspicious black flag for Matthew Wyckoff, which might set him back. Not sure about that one. I don't know why that's happening. I am getting some, the VR thing went off. It did make a slight interruption here in the broadcast, folks. No drop in the frames, though. Dang, what I did is 29.7. Didn't count at all. No slowdowns, no traffic, so nothing. That's unfortunate. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers in the pits. No time set on the board. All the LMP2s are now crunched together. No one is ahead of the GTPs. And Craig Carroll going a little bit faster there on that lap. Goes into 12th position over Jeff Lubich and Andrew Korostecki. Now, times to be improved here as Alex Caruso has crossed the line, and he's gone fastest again over Trey Mistak with a 130.065. And Trey Mistak has just one more corner to contend with, and we'll get to see whether or not this lap is going to be pole position or not for this driver. And he's got a little bit more time to go, and he's going again. Did not change, but Andrew Korostecki crossed the line to go a little bit faster than Craig Carroll there and takes 12th back away from him. Peter Flanner going again. He is not improved. Austin McGill crosses the line. It looks like he might be able to go again here. Looks like he's going to try to get a little bit more of that toe from Jeff Lubich, who's not going to go again. Christopher Chitterling into 6th with that time across the board there for Little Lugnuts Racing. Barbecue Boys, as Jesse Canales crosses the line, and he goes into 8th. That is final for him and his team. Hyperion Racing of Gio Gonzalez goes quicker again, still keeping that top step from Doug Sarantino here in P2. Hyperion Racing 10. Willie Brennan a little bit further to go here, and we'll get to see whether or not he has a time that can best one of his Hyperion Racing sister teammates here. Is Payday Racings of Justin M. Wilson is already in the pits. He's in 3rd. Might keep 3rd. And he does from this driver for that time being. And Joshua Grasso crosses the line to go fastest overall with a 130.007. And that is what he can do. And Trey Mistak crosses the line. And he goes faster than Joshua Grasso by 0.011. Peter Flanner crosses the line, doesn't improve upon his time. Alex Caruso still got a little bit ways to go there. And Christopher Chitterling goes into the pits. And now we have Alex Caruso, Jason Chen, one of the last couple drivers out there. He's going into the pits. Alex Caruso was on pole position at the start, or at one point. Can he retake it with that time on the board? No, he cannot. That is it, folks. That is qualifying, and we'll go through it in just a second. Really out pole due to a netcode 0x that neither person was affected from. That sucks. P1 through P3 and the LMP2s, GTPs, and GT3s is shown on the board. Beyond that, we're going to P4, William Paisley, Peter Flanner in P5, GTPs, P6, Austin McGill, Christopher Chitterling in 7, Jesse Canales in 8, Landon Loy in 9, Chris Lambert 10, Dylan M. Thomas in 11, Andrew Korostecki in 12, Craig Carroll 13, Jeff Lubich 14, followed by Willie Brennan in 4th, Ryan Serlick in 5th, Gavin Hooks in 6th, Jason Chen in 7, R. Chase Berry in 8 in the LMP2 class, P1 through 3 on the GT3s is up there on the board to the left, and P4 is Matthew Wyckoff, Dominic Ford in 5th, Gage Yams in 6th, Brandon Renfro 7, Taylor Statham in 8, Caden Bristow in 9, Michael Thomas in 10, Boris Holland in 11, Ryan A. Phillips in 12, Peter Petrucci in 13, Jason Daly in 14, Lars Tiles in 15, Christopher D.K. Hoyt in 16, Elijah Barimi in 17. Now showing the drivers not in opportune spots there, but nonetheless, because they didn't qualify. P9 will go to Thomas Frost of Synergy GP. P10 in the LMP2s, Dean Diltz of And then 212 Racing of Powell Casca in 11th in the LMP2 class. One last driver in the GTPs was Camden Craft in P15. Then we go to Cody Smith in 18 in the GT3 class, Alex Zier in 19, Jamie Zhen in 20, and that rounds it all out. Every other driver is accounted for. Only there was like a global mute for Justin. We still have the leader who has not gridded just yet here of, oh, there he goes, Trey Mistack. Here are the GTPs, starting lineup there. Then the LMP2s just behind. Smaller of a grid for them, only 8. No one's going just yet. Come on, guys. It's a big lead there. Figure it out. And then the gap, as we have the LMP2s, so Gio Gonzalez is going to start to want to take off. And there they go. And lastly, these drivers still waiting just a little bit longer to set that up. Mike is not here. I don't know who Mike is. That's childish. Alright, this race is about to get going, at least for the GTPs at the start. Everyone else, hopefully they can get their run at it when they go through those final couple corners. Looks like it's going to go green racing here. Don't even see the LP2s yet. Oh, we're going straight now. Oh, William Paisley's shaking his tires. No one told him that doesn't do anything. But that scrub. Leader takes off. A little bit of a late start there, and his draft punk Peter Flanner crosses and gets ahead of William Paisley before the start straight. Might have him into turn 1 as they're going to go side by side, and it looks like it's going to go not down him just yet. And no positions gained as he slots back in. Now going over to Doug Serentino here. What the heck? He is way ahead. And he must have really jumped the gun there, as every other driver in the LMP2s is definitely got it. Okay. Wow. Going over the GT3s, let's see if they are going to keep this clean here, and a little bit difference. These Valhalla cars going side by side, just behind. Matthew Wyckoff being one of them. He's in 4th position. Not sure if there's track gain just yet, as they're going to bump side by side. That's one of the 2-2 racing drivers, Dominic Ford, who slots in. No positions gained or lost so far in this kerfluffle. First one is Peter Petrucci, who got by Forrest Holland. Now he's up 3 positions. Michael Thomas down 2. And that scrap is not done. Dominic Ford and Matthew Wyckoff are going side by side through the hairpin, and they're going to continue this battle into 300R. And hopefully it's resolved before the chicane. And it looks like he might have it done. Gives him plenty of room, but pops on by. And they're still going at it, but this is so clean. No door banging there. And it is finally, I think, done. Gage Yams is going to go for it. Oh, a little bit slow on the exit there. And now Gage might have a go on the outside run. No. Oh, he's definitely going to get swallowed up on that bad exit there. Now going back over to Payday Racing of Justin M. Willis, who's up 1 position. The gap now is 1.2 seconds here. It's not that bad of a word. Derek Heiberger of Hyperion Racing 6 little bit of a connection issue there. He's up one position. It looks like we're trying to see what happened here. Joshua Grosso is down 3. I think it's a swallow. It's not weird unless you make it weird. And that is a safety car. If my thoughts are correct, there's that safety car popping out. Craig Carroll's already into the pits. That's definitely a safety car. In the moment. Now let's take a look here at what happened. Alright. Oh! He came in like a torpedo. And that is 3 cars off. 4. That's Jeff Lubitsch spun around there. Not sure how that happened. 212's racing. At the same time that was happening. Ooh. And that's car not stopped on track, but close to it. Draft punk of Jeff Lubitsch. Just a little bit of, oh, lost the rear there. It's called downforce. And there's Craig Carroll. Just in the back there. Prosciutto Punch Racing also opting to go for that. Oh, hope they didn't screw up his car. Oh! Craig's still trying to go for it back there. Draft Punk back out there. I think this is, it's another, that's not another spin, is it? I don't consider that another spin. The 212, another one there. That was actually a meatball. If we hit this replay, that is a meatball. That's why he went to the pits. And while that was all happening, it said that Gavin Hooks was driving slowly here. And seems to be going through that just fine. And then again, it's saying he was driving slowly. Ooh, yeah, I mean, as slow as you can be. Well, there you have it, folks. Only took us to lap 2 for a safety car, and that was the GTPs that triggered it. And we know why. But talk about this gap. Let's look at it. When we started this race, SLMP2 was, I would say, a full 1.5 seconds ahead of the next driver, Payday Racing's Justin M. Willis. I think this might be the first race that Justin Wilson has joined with us, but safety cars are unique in the way that we're running them in a road league. But if you've ever done an oval race, you gotta keep the pace close, similar. I'm not sure how he would have managed that. During the final corner, Gio might have taken off when he saw the green flag. What are we talking about? I can just go to lap 1. That wasn't Gio Gonzalez. That was Doug Sarantino that booked it. I mean, I gotta see that again from like a different angle. Let's go to like a blimp camera. No, let's go to chopper. They're still waiting. There's probably the green flag. He takes off. There's probably saying green, green, green. But by that point, look at the other LMP2s. I don't know what to make of that one. Don't know what to make of that. It would have been on Gio Gonzalez, the race leader of the LMP2s, to make the move. and to kick off the LMP2's start. It is something else. Perplexing. Not sure. Not sure. BMW in the lead. Are you talking about the safety car? That's the thing we didn't notice is how did Joshua Grosso lose 3 places? I'm almost certain we're gonna go another lap. Oh no. Craig Carroll's finally out. Austin McGill is dropping down the order here, and it's because I think he's lost connection. Lost connection or lost something. Every driver is passing Austin J. McGill for overall position. He is in the GTP class. And another lap. Oh, single file restart? Okay. What? There's the, oh, I guess we're waiting for the green flag. It's finally out. And looks like Derek Heiberger's going to take that inline line. Out brakes, straight missack there, and takes the lead. A little bit squirmy on the exit, and Trey's got the power down. He's going to try to squeeze him. As they take this too wide to the next corner. 100R, looks like that move goes towards Derek Heiberger at the moment. As they continue. And Landon Lloyd trying to make that move down the inside line on William Paisley. He's up 6 positions now, and I think he gets it done as Joshua Grosso is also going to try to have a move down, but I don't think it's on just yet. And over to Jesse Canales. Or Gio Gonzalez here, sorry. Jesse. Oh my god, what the... Jesus... And now the GTPs are in a scrap. I don't even know who to click on. Rodrigo Theory was in this race. Alright. There's another one off. Oh my god. What the actual... Let's take a look at the GT3s. Are they doing okay? I think so. Looks like they're all fine and dandy. The gaps are pretty close. 3/10, 4/10, but marginally they are doing just fine as Craig Carroll attempts to pass back on these drivers right now. And make some positions gained. Willie Brennan overtakes Ryan Serlich for P3 as he moves on with 1 position gained. Oh, that rear is just wanting to step out on him as well as Ryan Serlich, who's now going to take the offensive on the outside line, now going into the inside line of the hairpin. And is it enough? No, it is not. I honestly have no idea how to look at here. Landon Loy only up one position, lost all that momentum. You saw him in the runoff there on the previous lap. Definitely an incident occurred. It's Jesse Canales of the Barbecue Boys just ahead of him that he's battling. It's about 4/10 difference, though. It separates those two drivers. Further back is Willie Brennan, who's still... he's gotten passed by Ryan Serlich. He's now up 2 positions. Just ahead of them is the GTP of Rodrigo Theory. He's in 10th in class. Jesse Canales trying to make a move here on Landon Loy. Not quite there just yet. Jeff Lubitsch, a little bit, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell what's really happening here right now because with all these GTPs out of position, it's not going to be easy for them to overtake these LMP2s just yet. One did do that though, Peter Flanner of Draft Punk Gold, now down 8 positions. And Chris Lambeth also making that move on Gavin Hooks. It's just behind them. Okay. Holding his brakes. He's back out there. Draft Punk's Jeff Lubitsch is down into 22nd overall. First GTP is... GT3 is approaching him. Austin McGill actually is back in it. Not sure if he was always here. Did say he was getting passed. Internet connection came back in. He's in 9th over Rodrigo Theory, so I'm not sure what to make of it. Andrew Korosecki passing Willie Brennan there, as well as Chris Lambeth and Draft Punk's Gold's Peter Flanner. We still have... There's one of them. Whoa! Not one of them entirely. Andrew Korosecki trying to make a move there on the LMP2 into turn 1, and it did not stick. And all 3 of these GTPs are going to have to fight their way through 3 more LMP2s to get back with the pack. Christopher Schraderling of Little Lugnuts Racing, just behind Landon Loy, only solo. And it's not, that move's not quite there just yet. What do we have at the top of the order here? We have Derek Heiberger, who is clear of his rivals by 5.7 seconds. William Paisley in second with a 0.9 gap to Trey. It's almost a second. I mean, it's 1/10 off a second. Trey Mistak has half a second behind him to Joshua Grasso. And Joshua Grasso has 4/10 to Camden Craft. I think... all we can really make up here is that Peter Flanner is on the charge here, and now we're going to see both these LMP2s, or sorry, both these GTPs pass the LMP2. See all 3 GTPs pass the LMP2. That is the 3rd position LMP2 that all 3 have gotten by. One less position lost for Peter Flanner. Over to the GT3s as we have them. Jeff Koffel leads comfortably with a 2.1 second gap to Dominic Fords of 2-1 Racing 12 car. Matthew Wyckoff and Matt Benson, not sure if they're changing positions, but Matthew Wyckoff's in 3rd. The Valhalla Motorsports Thier team. Matt Benson just behind. And another driver. We have Caden Bristow of Stratos Motorsports is in that. He's in the 402 car, but he's actually further back in 20th. Lap traffic already. Gage Yams is in 5th. So we have a Valhalla 3, 4, 5 at the moment. 212 is racing a Keith Gerstner. And the 021 car in 6th. Echelon Sim Sport GT3 AM class. Tyler Statham just behind him, not too far back by 4/10. TRR Racing at Brandon Renfro in 8th in the GT3 class. And then behind him, we got Peter Petrucci up 4 positions. And crucially, he's just ahead of Echelon Sim Sport GT3 Pro Cody Smith, who's up in 8 positions. And they are separated by a couple of tenths here, as well as Darkwing Racing's Michael Thomas, and Force Holland's Car Racing CKY, who are just behind. They're still there. Jason Daly's not that far off. And V-Ray, get them on their way. Large Tie House leads another little pack of drivers. Ryan A. Phillips is just behind in the Sour Apple 4 Loco team. And Alex Zier is also right there about... Ooh, this might be the move, though. Slightly bad accident there for Alex Zier. And Jimmy Shen has that. Ooh, that's not him. That's actually Christopher DK Hoyt, who's going side by side with Alex Zier. And is this the move for these? I think it's Sour Grape. Is Sour Grape one of them? Sour something. Sour Grape. And both 4 Locos making a double overtake. And they go through. It's not just over. It's not just a double overtake. It was close. At least one driver got by, and they go side by side. And Large Tie House is not letting it get. This is not done just yet, and it looks like he's going to keep the position for now. As Christopher tried to get by, now they're going side by side into the hairpin. It looks like he actually did get by right there on the exit, going towards the hairpin. Does get the move done and dusted. Well done for the 4 Loco Racing drivers. Dominic Ford in the 212 Racing. Ooh. Yikes. Matthew Wyckoff. I'm going to play that back. Might have been a slight amount of net code. Maybe they touched. I kind of think it was slightly net code that he got pushed out there, and he's just in front of his teammate Gage Yams. They're going to probably tow each other to get back into the fight here. And 212's Dominic Ford is going to keep the position for now. He's up 3. Matt Benson is now going to be the Valhalla Motorsports driver to face off against him. So lastly, it was Matthew Wyckoff. And we're going to see what happens there shortly. Joshua Grasso is down 2 positions from the start of this race. He's in 4th. He's got Trey Mistak ahead of him. They still got a lot of ways to go here. William Paisley is in 2nd and has got a very good lead. Landon Lloyd joins the fray here in the fight for these spots, as they previously weren't as close. Landon Lloyd was a little bit further back. Now it actually looks like Christopher Chaterling is the one that's kind of out of sorts. Camden Kraft of Hyperion Racing 5 is in the midst of this. As look at that, Joshua Grasso, using the lap traffic of the GT3s, was able to get on the outside and overtake Landon Lloyd for position. And lap traffic being a strategic thing to be worried about here, and does get by. So that's a position gain there. Almost possible, yeah. He had him on the exit, and now he got past him again. So no gain, no loss there for him. But use the traffic accordingly. Now, I don't know if it's going to be greatly used here. I don't know where is this. He's going to stick to that. Okay. The traffic goes against him. Now Joshua Grasso does get passed for position. It giveth and taketh away. It did help him through Sector 2. And now Landon Lloyd is passed. Unfortunate things happen, but that's what happens when you call yourself Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team. When you know I hate chicken. In the chicken sandwiches, I should say. Which is what a chicken shop would be. As Camden Craft goes on by, and everyone's slotting in here, but even more aptly, Christopher Chitterling of the Little Lugnuts was actually in a bit more of a scrap, in no man's land, I should say. He had nothing going for him about a lap ago, but this lap traffic has kind of rebounded his chances. Camden Craft has just gotten past Cody Smith there, but crucially, he's only 1.2 seconds back. He was further back, now only 1 second back, but you could see him in turn 1, significantly further back to this grouping of drivers that was 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th, and now he's right next to them. One straightaway, a couple more slowdowns from these GT3 drivers, and he's going to be right there on the pack. Look at that. One corner, and he's already 4/10 separated. Now half a second back from Camden Craft, and on the straight, he's going to get pulled back in with the toe. And these drivers in the GTB class are now going to be closer than ever as they scrap on by with Landon Loy making a move here, and we have a safety car. All right. We got a safety car on lap 14. Who done did it? We'll take a look here. Chris Lambeth did not finish his DNFing. It's saying Chris Lambeth has a black flag here, and he did stop on. It cannot be that though. If Chris Lambeth is what triggered, it can't be one driver triggering the safety car. He did go off there, driving slowly. Payday Racing, Justin Smith driving slowly. That is it, folks. This is what caused the safety car. I have no other there's no way that caused a safety car. There's nothing else that happened. If we're going by this metric of what the session events is saying, Hyperion Racing, this Hyperion Racing driver went off. They did. At the same time, 212's Racing of Powell Casco, quote, goes off track here. And that's also when Jason Chen goes off track at the same moment in time in the same corner, where Stratus Motorsports 4101 car went off. And we're talking at the same fraction of a second. All four, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different drivers that were, quote, off track at once. That's all that I'm seeing. You know what? So this safety car is everyone in the LMP2 class, or not everyone, but 5 LMP2s were, 4 LMP2s and a GTP were, quote, off. Wow, that doesn't look ideal, if that is the case. But let's get to it. We had Caden Bristow here, who had a slowdown. Ooh, he stops his car. This is further back, folks. I'm kind of looking to see what happened here. Ooh, that is the curbing there, and that was unfortunate for Justin Ubich. Also, ooh, he's lost his rear 3 times now. Lost the rear. You know what I meant. Elijah Burmy, one of the enemy waifu liveries, is spun the back end there. Payday Racing. Now, I'm curious. That's just an off track. That was part of the kerfluffle. Now let's look at it entirely. We have Echelon Simsport. No, that's not it. We're not. Let's not get to these guys. It's not them. Oh, come on, guys. I don't need to see the GT3s. They didn't. This isn't. These aren't accidents. Oh, come on. It's got to be somebody that did it. This is ridiculous. These are all the GT3s going slowly. All right. Here we go. Still on a safety car, but something happens here. Peter locks up into Chris Lambeth, which gets another car out. Landon Loy spins out there. I'm not even sure what that was about. If we go back, hide that. So this is where I'm just not sure. Oh, he just lost. But look at that. You can see them all tumbling down the order. That isn't a safety car. That was 3 off. And this isn't just it. It doesn't end just there. Now there's another driver off. And he's still not back on. And that's when there is that. That happens as well. And then those two hit. They stop fully. And there's another car that's fully stopped. Another part of the track. Watch it from Peter's car? Sure. Which one's Peter? Alright. Back. Cockpit. Oh, he didn't do that on purpose. He didn't mean to do that. That's unfortunate. Now, what am I saying? Chris, throw the book at him. He's braking, but yeah. All right. We are almost ready to go back to car racing. One sector left to go. I swear, Peter has to do what Elliot did. He's got to burn some incense. He's got to cleanse the bad juju. Buy a Buddha, rub it before every race. I mean, got to do whatever you got to do to survive these things. There is zero luck in that Draft Punk Gold team right now. The skill is there, but luck matters too. Look how close these guys are. We're about to go racing. And Landon has a bit of a gap there. 6/10. Come on, guys. Throwing this up. It is going to be... Look at that. 1.5 seconds. Unless this isn't when the safety car goes in. I mean, I think it's going in. Yeah, it's accelerating to go into the pit lane. Come on. No, it's not. It's not. Ooh. Guess we're cooking this race. Lap 16. One more lap of a full safety car. Yuck. If you want to feel pretty cool right now, Jeff Koffold is in P1 in the GT3 class, and he is slotted in P16 between the GT3, GTPs, and the LMP2s. Even cooler, Gio Gonzalez here is actually between the GTPs, and he's leading the LMP2s. He doesn't want to have his race ruined by one of these torpedoes in the yellow class. You never know what they can do. Any other fun outliers here? Craig Carroll is making his way through the pack. It's like seeing the Garage 56. Garage 56? 58? 59? Garage 59? I could never think of the numbers correct for that NASCAR. I was just sitting in between all those LMP2s. But it's the opposite. It's an LMP2 sitting in between a GT3 field. And look at that. Payday Racing's Justin M. Wilson has not given up. Don't want to give up either. He's still out there. He's on lap 12. I think he did have a, he had a 7-minute, 17-second pit stop. He had some significant damage. The safety car looks like it might have been caused by Eddie having internet issues and having stopped tracking the telemetry. Oh. Michael T is my teammate. Couldn't join him this week. Richard Sedra. Michael T. Which one's Michael T? Where are the... Michael... Oh, Michael Thompson. Darkwing Racing. Richard S. Doesn't have the league decals. That is a paddling. Penalty points for Darkwing Racing, who are second in the GT3 Gentleman's Cup. So penalty points is going to hurt significantly. Although, good things to note is the guy who's in P1 in the standings is 19th in the GT3s right now, so got that going for you right now. You still got a little bit more ways to go. Finding the rounded corner. Losing tracking would trigger a safety car, though. That's an odd one if that is the case. Should only trigger if it recognizes I mean, if it lost the tracking, then I guess it doesn't have anyone, so it would trigger off that. That would be an odd one. It's this car going in. Got another lap. I hope not. It didn't go in. Alright. He said that they are on for him, so I don't know. I did refresh before the race started, so my trading paints is up to date. Someone else had an issue, but if that's the case, you can prove it. Then I don't think it's gonna matter. Oh, look at that! William Paisley doesn't have the accents, the decals. That's paddling. Well, folks, another lap we go. We've already seen what happened. We've already seen the devastation that one driver can cause. Leader? Oh, no. All the Valhalla guys have their stuff in order now. I even complimented them. Get the LMP2. Gio Gonzalez? The GT3 leader was Jeff Koffold. 30 seconds back, hit an LMP2. Saying he hit a driver 30 seconds back. It's not near one. Oh! Well, yeah! Surprise! Who is that? Gavin Hooks. What the heck? I'm not gonna even get to see this one. There he goes. We only see it briefly. We could pull back this on another driver. Boom! They try to get out of the way. Oh, that is unfortunate. Even the safety cards breed drama. There you go. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's no one to blame on that one at all. Internet connectivity issues. We go to lap 19 with the safety car finally going into the pit lane so we can get this underway. We're not reslotting the oh, we did reslot them. That's unfortunate. We should have kept it chaotic. All the GTPs are in order. They're all going single file to the start straight. We'll see this driver, Derek Heiberger, wait until that flag goes green, green, green. And it's about to. You can hear that clicking. And we're off! Hell yeah, I got that one. Oh! And there goes Andrew Korostecki into the barrier. What the? Trey Mistack down the inside line here on Joshua Grosso. Might have the move in hand as he does get it through. Or stays ahead, technically. I forget. Where were these drivers at? He's down 3 positions. He was down 2. Ooh, man. Somebody's going sideways. That's Rodrigo Theory. And that is into the barrier. Gio Gonzalez and... Oh, what the fuck? A melee, that's Trey Mistack. There's the slide. Just loses it all on his own. He's going to have to battle through the pack there as he is down into the LMP2 class at this moment. Back over to the GT3s. It's a different story altogether. The drama has not unfolded. Jeff Koffold is leading this race with Valhalla Motorsports over Dominic Ford of the 212 Racing. Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson, Matthew Wyckoff, and Gage Yams all up in the mix here as they, with this safety car, brought them to get closer to the front of the pack there. And now it is a charge. Matthew Wyckoff had his chance. He spun. Now it's Matt Benson's turn, although he goes off the track there. What is going to happen here? They have one driver of Keith Gerstner of the 212 Racing in the 021 car just behind them. Are the Valhalla guys trying to shut this? I didn't swear. Said heck. Dominic Ford going side by side with Jeff Koffold on the outside and leading the race into turn 1. It's not over just yet as they're going to continue going side by side into turn 2 and 3. And there's dust, smoke from another car, an LMP2 for sure. Still has that inside line. It's going to become the outside, but pretty good setup and run here as Jeff goes wide, goes deep into the inside line there, into the hairpin. Reed takes the lead. And now Matt Benson is possibly going to be passed by Matthew Wyckoff. And the lead is retaken back from Dominic Ford. And now Matthew Wyckoff's ahead of Jeff Koffold as Jeff got loose into the chicane. No, it's back to Jeff and not Matthew. Can't tell with these cars being the same. But that's for Valhalla Motorsports in tandem. I mean, they have the decals down, but that Dominic Ford going deep in the inside there is trying to break the toe possibly here, but is that all it's said and done? Now we have a GTP into the first corner. Could this make things really interesting? Oh, what? It sort of did. The old Andrew Korostecki just went off completely. I mean, he's technically able to re-enter the track that way, like into turn one. It sucks, but that's his prerogative. It is not done, though. Jeff. Oh, Jeff. What happened? My man of the Draft Punk team loses the rear into the chicane. Yep. Rough. Absolutely rough. Now, the real thought is they gotta all be in a voice comms chat. Who's letting who by? Are they gonna do any sorts of sister team orders here? I doubt it, but at the same time, if you know you got the pace, Matthew Wyckoff is 0.6 faster than his sister teammate Jeff Koffold. You can see that last lap is pretty significant margin, not only sitting behind a toe, but just outright pace. He's going to have to pass him, and yep, he is not going to give it to him willingly. They are all going to ride on that inside line up until the first turn. That really defensive line, and they're all cutting for it. Doesn't make a move into turn one. Now, Matthew Wyckoff won the overall. He is the GT3 rookie champ in the GT3 Sprint Championship for Fuji, round 3. I'm sure he thinks he has a pace, and having asked him, I think he's very confident about this race, but is he going to be able to get by without team orders? I don't think Jeff will just give it to him willingly. They're working together. Yeah, I mean, sure they are. Going back to Gage here, they did pull a little bit of a gap here to Keith Gershner. That could be just pace. It's actually slightly pace. I mean, they're in the 141.3s. Keith is behind about 1.5 tenths on that last lap. It's still pretty contentious, to say the least. The gaps at the front are significantly larger. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what this strategy of them help each other, tow each other, but they could only get within 4 tenths of Dominic Ford at this moment. Now 3, but this is the braking zone. He's already braking. Matthew Wyckoff is right there in his rear view TV panel. still no change, and even Gage still consistently close to Matt Benson. It looks like there might be a slight margin here from Benson to Wyckoff, but with Jeff to Matthew ahead, they are about equal on par. The two behind are definitely a lot closer towards each other's pace. These two, the 33 and the 404. But then they go again, getting ever so close. And now Trey Mistak passing the the LMP2s, as well as Jeff Lubitsch getting by. And that was Willie Brennan and Jason Chen just behind, as well as a lapped traffic driver of Justin Wilson, and another Payday Racing purple of Randy Bechdel. He joined late, but he's back there. Now further up the order, we have Derek Heiberger of Hyperion Racing 7 still out in the lead here with a 2.1 second gap to P2 of Landon Loy's only solo, who's got the fastest lap on track. And to give you perspective, that's 1 point. Actually, it's just 1 second gap. A little under 1 second faster than the fastest lap for, or the last lap of Derek Heiberger there. Not 9/10 technically, or close to 8. Camden Craft is still sitting in P5, the Hyperion Racing 5 team. He's got Joshua Grasso right there next to him, in front of him, as well as William Paisley. Those three are all equal, P3, 4, and 5. But look at this traffic forming here. How are they going to get by? Boom, those two hit each other, and then bang, ding, ow. Another one hits that guy, the purple, and that purple for Loco is going to still take the racing line. Why make anything more difficult? And on the outside line, Joshua Grasso goes through, and William Paisley got through just fine. Austin McGill just ahead of Peter Flanner there, and had an overtake. Where's Caden Bristow? He's down in 20th position. He's down on the start straight finish right now, and he hit on lap 7. And I believe he had some damage. He was caught up in something. Yeah, he's 2 laps down. He hasn't been... Oh! Well, now look at this. Keith Gershner is down 5 positions. He's got Taylor Statham ahead of him. Yeah, he did. There was a couple incidents here and there and everywhere. What lap were we on? 26? And here's how it happened. Oh no, he lost it down further back than that. Heath. And things are not known, but that said and done, Barbecue Boys of Jesse Canales gets passed by Austin McGill into turn 1. Through the braking zone they went. And Austin McGill up to 6th. This driver pit on lap 15. One of the only drivers to do so. Every other driver in the GTPs pit on lap 20, or still on this stint, have not pit at all. That's one of the case issues being is what actually happened with that 2-1-2 racing car. It's down 5, did not pit. Valhalla Motorsports have no contest behind them at the moment. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Taylor Statham of Echelon Sim Sports 1.3 seconds back. So is Keith Gershner 2 seconds back, but that gap just goes to show you that something must have been like an error on track that caused that gap to form in the first place. So getting passed by one driver when he was so close to Gage Yams previously. GTP, it's the GTP traffic spreading the field. Yeah, there's that as well. As they're making their way through, and right now they are making their way through. It's 5, 6, and 7 that have passed by. We got 8 and 9 of the GTPs making their way through. And that's when we see what's happening here is that spread, as you had said there, Tyler. And that's 2 GTPs that split the Valhalla Motorsports of Matt Benson, who's still holding just ahead of Gage Yams. But now Matthew Wyckoff and Jeff Koffold are just kind of in their own right now. Is this going to slow them down, though? But crucially, is it going to slow Dominic Ford down, who's the lead driver in the GT3 class, in the Pro class? And no, it does not. But it sort of did for Matthew there. He's 6/10 off. Hitting the curb as well. No change in pace there as well with Dominic Ford. They're still 6/10, half a second off. Did I say Gage Ford? Dominic Ford? I think it said. Did I say Dominic Ford? I meant Dominic Ford. I don't know if I said that. Gage? I don't know, folks. This is a long one. When you can't well see what's happening. That's Camden Craft on the outside line there of Joshua Grassa, who takes the position into turn 1 and 2 for Jason's Chicken Shop janitorial team. Camden Craft and Hyperion Racing 5, not quite out of it just yet. He's still right there, 3/10 back. But for now, I think the move is done. Jeff Lubitsch here has not given up. He pit on lap 15. He's back out there. He's 12th in his class. And 13th overall. Gio Gonzalez here is the only driver in the LMP2s that is splitting the GTPs at this moment. And there's only 2 that he is splitting. That's Trey Mistak and Jeff Lubitsch. Every other driver has kind of came back from any of their incidents that have happened. I remember cold tires is seems to be the theme of these restarts. It's like a ice skating ring. I don't know. There's a couple drivers that have dropped out of this race. Was that the case? Was the tire temps not to the liking, and subsequent incidents that followed could be related to that? Now, see, here's another issue. If they're all helping each other as much as was stated earlier, the Valhalla guys. Those 2 Valhallas behind, Matt Benson and Gage Yams, they're far off from helping. As we got Jeff Koffel trying to make a move down the outside into turn 1, now into turn 2, they move into turn 3. and nothing happened. We'll bring this back slightly. Here is Ryan Serlich, tries to make a move here. I mean, he was already holding on to P3. He's staying ahead of Powell Casca. This driver that was trying to make the move from fourth. But as close as it was, it is not over yet. The 212 Racing driver Powell Casca is in fact still pretty close to Ryan Serlich. And they got lap traffic that they're going to have to contend with. Looks like it's going to fare well for them. How many will they pick off on the start straight here? It's pretty much just guaranteed they're only going to get one spot gained. I think maybe the second one if they're lucky. Just trying to get that toe again. Just trying to pop out in the braking zone. Keep ahead of him. Oh, okay, you got both. Great driving for Powell Casca on that start straight, making those moves. And here's Landon Loy in P2. Takes a sniff down the inside line, the feint as it is, but no move down that inside line into turn one. This is going to follow Derek Heiberger here. I think he didn't even have to go that far out there. I think that's Jamie Jin of Solitude Racing. But wasn't. I thought he was going to go further off than that, but look, not too bad there. And they were only separated by 2/10 on the start straight finish, and now it's 8/10. Gavin Hooks is into the pits, serving his mandatory pit stop, no doubt. Dominic Ford almost has a full second gap to these two drivers. Valhalla. Take a look here at Jason Daly and Das Yeehaw Racing. Had a pretty good... It was almost on pace with Forrest Holland there, but his traffic is just putting up the GT3s when they were close. It's no longer close. Same good to be said about these two drivers who are consistently, I mean, front end, rear end, they're right next to each other. Same with the drivers behind them of the other Valhalla team, sister teams. But still, no closer improvement to P1. 1.2 second gap. And that toe that Dominic Ford was trying to break is, they're not falling for it. They're just going to stay together. I don't know if it did any difference there for Dominic. But we'll see it in action as Peter Petrucci, as Michael Thomas of Darkwing Racing, Down the inside line into turn 1 he goes, and power down on exit. This LMP2 is going to want to split these two up here. That's Jason Chen, and he does so, but not too much, as Michael Thomas is still right there next to Peter Petrucci, and it may not be quite over for Peter, and it's over there. It's definitely over there. Taking a better angle at that. I mean, just pop that one more time. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyone got a good look at that? Looks like Derek Heiberger is sitting in P2. So during that event, something happened here. Let's see. Alright, let's take a look. It was down the start straight finish. And he just kind of launches right past and it's probably just going to outbrake him here. Not even having to do that, just gets by. We'll go with Stratos Motorsport. Oh, that's what it was. They're in the pits because they have a meatball flag. They received the meatball. Alright. Christopher Chitterling of Little Lug Nuts Racing. Just got ahead there of Christopher D.K. Hoyt of Four Loco Racing Sour Grape. Got Barbecue Boys of Jesse Canales just ahead, 8/10, 9/10. I told you it was one of the closest battles on track. Would you believe me? Right, Trey Mistack, Zoom Motorsports, won the first race. He is in 11th in the GTP class. It's overall as well. And look at that. He's got Rodrigo Theory just ahead of him. Doug Sorrentino there in P6 in the LMP2 class is what splits these two. The LMP2 and the GTP are pretty similarly paced through the final sector, so we can see that they're going to be maybe a little impatient with the GTPs that are going maybe slightly slower through those corners. But on the start straight finish, we see where that extra power comes from, and bam, it just zoom on by. Now that 8, 9, 10 second, 10th gap is down to 2/10 as Christopher Chitterling is close. 2/10 back from Jesse Canales. And, ooh, they are getting awfully close, but Peter Petrucci gave enough space to Christopher Chitterling there. And this battle is going to be impeded by no one at the moment. Maybe the car ahead of Jason Daly at Das Yeehaw Racing, who's 9/10. Actually, a little bit less than that. He's now going to seat him in the final corner, or at least one of them was going to pass in the final corner. On the exit, the other one goes down. And is this the moment for Christopher Chitterling? Does he make the move here? Is he even quick enough? Is he going to be able to get to that quick spot I don't think so. Down the start straight, he's going to have to follow in. They're going to be in the braking zone. It's not here. He's got to get right behind him with a toe in hand and then make the pass. Making all these passes down the start straight finish on the GT3 class isn't going to help his chances of passing Jesse Canales. As Randy Bechdel gets out of the way there. But Christopher is losing no pace. He's been gaining a little bit there through 100R. Into the hairpin they go. He's not going to make a move. Maybe waiting to see what Jesse is capable of here. He's been racing him lap after lap, but hasn't tried to make a move just yet. And they're going to be in the midst of more lap traffic. And they will hopefully get them before the start straight so he can really make an attack here down that start. It is blindingly bright, and neither one of them is going to get past the GT3s at this moment. Wasn't there two? I don't know. And look at that. Jesse Canales trying to make way for breaking the toe there. And yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to end up. Is lap traffic going to be the hindrance or the positive that Christopher is looking for to get by Jesse Canales? Or is he going to be able to do it all on his own? He hasn't had a great exit in the final corner to really shape up there. So he's going to go side by side with Jesse Canales into the hairpin. And wow, it was that easy. Move done and dusted, and he gets by. Not only gets by, but he also pit on lap 15. Jesse Canales did not. It's really going to be a big step up there for Christopher Chitterley. And with that said, we got Camden Craft trying to make the move here on Joshua Grasso. This is battle for P4 and 5 in the GTPs. And it looks like lap traffic is partially having its positive effects there for Joshua Grasso. He gets a little bit of a reprieve from the battle that's been ongoing lap after lap. Jason Daly's still pretty close to Forrest Holland here. The Cars Racing CKY in front of him hasn't been able to make a move, but he's been 3/10 off this driver for a better part of a couple laps now. And just ahead of them is Michael Thomas of Darkwing Racing. So, three-way battle for 9, 10, and 11. And no progress made on this one, but down the start straight finish, Can the Mercedes catch up to that Lamborghini? Is it possible? Not really enough. Not there. There goes a GTP. Passing these two by. Not sure if how this move will occur, if it, indeed when it occurs. Been separated by 0.3 for some time now. And actually set Jason Daly back a little bit. Now let's look at another couple drivers that are still in tandem. Matthew Wyckoff and Jeff Koffold here of Valhalla Motorsports Pier and Sphere. I'm not going to be able to say Nordic words. And just like the last couple of times we've seen these drivers racing, Dominic Ford continues to go to that extremely defensive line to break the toe. I don't even think they're close enough that that would be beneficial to them anyway. But there you have it. Yeah, it's the non-existent toe. It's basically that. All right, Forrest Holland goes into the pits, and Jason Daly stays out. That is a pass for position, but is it going to stay that way? And Jacorsecki fighting his way through the GT3 field. And Craig Carroll sitting P13 in the GTP class, 16 overall. It's got 3 LMP2s left to contend with, and then he will have gotten right back to the lead of where his other GTPs are sitting. And some drivers are going in the pit lane, serve their mandatory pit stop. Alex Caruso of Hyperion Racing 7. He's just out and about. That is a damaged CW pair in the V-Ray. Get out of the way. The right or left's front. Now, Austin J. McGill pit on lap 26. So did Christopher Chitterling. And so did Jeff Lubitsch. They will not have to make that move thus far. Trey Mistak, however, has overtaken some of these drivers. Joshua Grasso being one of them, who's in the battle for fourth and fifth. But this driver will have to pit. Rodrigo Theory will have to pit immediately, at least, for more fuel. And the rears went. And this is quite crucial. Christopher Chitterling is going to overtake Camden Kraft, who's gone in the pit lane. So Christopher Chitterling and Austin McGill now inherit the race. Austin J. McGill of Team First Class Racing, now in P1, battling out Zeki Kabani of the Barbecue Boys, who's on his out lap, who's in 12th position. So that is P1 lapping P12 in the GTP class. Zeki Kabani did go into the pit lane. Technically speaking, once these guys go in, they'll be unlapped, but by how much? What's the margin? How far? What do they got to do to for the end of this race. The pit so early. Rodrigo Theory finally going in. Trey Mistack is out. Ooh, what happened with Craig Carroll here? Oh, he just got... That was the curbing on the exit a little bit. And, yeah, he's just all the sorts there. Darkwing Racing is going to overtake CW Pair for... Not for position, but... Blue flags. And the one stop is going to be in order for the LMP2s. Michael Sharon has a black flag. And probably speeding in the pits. That's my guess. It doesn't show that he's going that much faster, but he did receive a black flag right there, so it's unfortunate for him. Craig Carroll's... Oh, Toad. Taylor Statham of Echelon Simsport GT3 AM team has got 212's Keith Gershner on the outside, and he's going to overtake him for position, as well as these GTPs and LMP2s are popping on by with another GTP trying to make way for himself over the LMP2 class driver, and one goes way off there. But Keith is not, it's not over for him just yet. I mean, he's still got 0.3 difference here. But for now it might be. Now that is Alex Caruso, who's in the mix here with the Valhalla drivers, and is able to get by both of them and clear them. Not so much of a problem here. It looks like Dominic Ford is getting the best of these passes. No one's getting him into the braking zone. Now he goes into the pit lane. Alright. No, he did not in the pit lane. Just so far over to break that toe. Don't think it's really that necessary to continue going that far over, but that's just my opinion. They seemingly aren't even going for it. Jack Presley of Arcadian Motorsports is in P7, Joshua Grasso P6. These two are they pit, their stint is different. Jack pit earlier, it hasn't helped his case. Looks like Joshua Grasso won with the overcut in this strategy. And after all that, trying to take a look here, Trey Mistek is back out on track. Just, I'm going to try to say where this driver's at here. In the braking zone of turn 10, the chicane. Trey Mistek is back by 11.3 seconds. He's definitely going to catch back up with this driver, but That is the last driver in the GTB class that's still in the lead lap, including Ryan Surlick here. As barbecue boys of Iki Kabani, or Zeki Kabani. Zeki Kabani is was ahead of Brian Surlick. Had an energy drink for this one. So no other real lights out there. Jeff Lubitch pit on lap 15. He's still doing pretty well here in hand. He's P8, but is that going to hold up? His gap here to who is it? I want to say P1 of the LMP2 class is not going to be enough. If he pits anytime soon, he's going to fall about from P8 to P14 or 15, and that's going to be between some of these drivers here. And look at that, Ryan Surlick just got past Zeki Kabani here, and this is the final sector where it is possible for the LMP2s to really shine. So he's got a ways to go, and he will finish amongst the LMP2s. Not going to be the case for Christopher Chitterling and Austin McGill. They will finish, if they pit, they have, I mean, this is a 50-second gap for Austin McGill, so he's going to be able to come out in third or fourth. It's also maybe not he's taking tires and just splashing for fuel. Who's to say right there? Ryan Surlick finally goes in the pit lane. Dylan M. Thomas passes on by. Jason Chen leads the race. He is not pit just yet. Look at that, all the LMP2s, it's a different strategy. Luke A. Wallace pit on lap 34. Doug Sorrentino here pit on lap 31. Powell Casca pit on lap 34. Randy Betchel pit on lap 21. This stint is 23 laps though. So yeah, Ryan Surlick, when he comes out here, he's going to be one of the last drivers in the LMP2 class to pit and come out here. So might be for the end of this race. And there's Jeff Lubitch. And Ryan is actually going to be a lap down. And there's Peter Flanner also ahead. Whoa. What happened there? Oh no! The Darkwing Racing driver and him came together. Wait a second. Looking at this angle, that's netcode. That's full on netcode. It just... What a rough endeavor for the Draft Punk Goal team. Matthew Wyckoff and Jeff Koffold battling it out there for P1 and 2. Looks like Tyler Kokeko took over the wheel there, and he is in third, 5.5 back. The undercut works, but even more so, Matthew Wyckoff sits ahead of his sister teammate Jeff Koffold into the final corner there, and now Valhalla Motorsports leads a 1-2. Split third of Tyler Kokeko. Gage Yams is there though, and Matt Benson is a lot further back, but still in fifth. GT3 just didn't lift and washed out. I mean, the angle played back slower, I'm sure, will really be a definitive clue there, but the small amount of evidence was that right rear, left rear camera angle shown in real time looked like they actually didn't make contact, but the net code said they made contact. That was going to happen regardless. Man, it's possible. It's possible if it wasn't net code, it could have just been narrowly avoided, but it's multi-class racing. Unfortunate, to say the least. It's so late in the race, too. Oh, gosh. What is happening? It looks like Michael Sharon was braking where they were, and these two, Tyler Kokeko and Gage Yams, may not have gauged that correctly. Didn't mean to rhyme that at all, but they came together. How is this driver in the GTP supposed to get by this? They've just essentially sandwiched him, including that driver. That is Jack Presley. And now we have what is quite honestly such a gaggle of cars down the straight they went. I'm not saying anyone blocked the GTPs, but how was he supposed to move when they all were trying to go 2x2 down the start straight? That's rough. That's really rough for Josh there. Alex Caruso, Hyperion Racing 7. Just in front of him is Austin J. McGill. And this is what I was talking about. And it looks like it's what we're seeing is Austin had a very well in hand gap. So when he pit, and he did just pit on lap 50, possibly just for fuel, he did 52.9. That's way quicker than what Alex Caruso did. He's in fourth, but he's still 2 positions gained. I think the pitting early still kind of helped him in a way. And Landon Loy pit on lap 42. Christopher Chittering is still out there. And the gap for Christopher Chittering here, if he comes back out, is going to be P7 for him. If he pits now. Mind you, this race isn't going to go to lap 78 because, you know, people, safety cars, that whole thing. Jeff Lubitsch is tumbling down the order. Jeff Koffold crashed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Only one significant driver might have been able to get by him there. Taking a look back at it, he's still second with a 1.2 second gap, 1.6 second gap to Gage Yams. So it's a Valhalla 1, 2, 3 in the pro class standings as it stands. I mean, I'll rhyme that at all. All right. One thing to gather is Landon Loy still only 21 seconds behind. Christopher Chierling, it all really comes down to him. When is he going to pit? I don't think he has enough fuel for the end of this race. This might be it. He's going in. Yep, he's going in. And crucially, he's going to lose his spot there. Landon Loy's already rounding the final corner. But it's not really about those drivers. Austin McGill was not far enough back, so he's going to get by. Camden Kraft's right there. He's going to get by. Crucially, is Joshua Grasso going to get by? This is the one he's really battling here for position. Can Joshua hammer down on the start straight finish and get into turn 1 before Christopher Chierling? He is sitting right there. Yikes, whose car is that? He's already going towards the exit of the pit lane, and it is a short pit lane for him. Joshua Grasso is at the middle point almost of the start straight finish, and it is going to go towards Christopher Chierling here, who stays P5 over P6. And I think that as well worked out well in hand. 2 positions gained since the start of this race, and he's got nothing else to worry about. Fuel on board. Going over to Ryan Serlich here, who's in first position. Doug Sorrentino and Hyperion Racing 10 is 1.2 seconds back. He's just got to keep this where it's at. 212 Racing of in the 212 car in the LP2 class. P3 at the moment. Jason Chen is 1.7 seconds back. That's Zeki Kabani and the Barbecue Boys that just passed in the GTP class. And then over to Matthew Wyckoff in P1 with a 7.5 second gap to Jeff Koffold. Jeff in P2 has a 2.6 second gap to P3. Gage Yams has a 1.1 second to 212's Racing and Tyler Kokeko. And that pretty much settles it. Matt Benson has 2.5 to go to get to close to the number 4 position GT3. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Although Jason Daly, he's in P11 at the moment. He's got Peter Petrucci ahead of him. They're going side by side. They have 1/10 separating them. The difference between the Ford versus Mercedes, not sure if it's showing, but I haven't seen the passes down for Jason Daly just yet. There's Ryan A. Phillips of Four Loco Racing is it Sour Apple? Yeah, I think it's Sour Apple. Just behind. He's in 19th position, a lap down though. No real fights there. Oh, look at that. Ryan Serlich, who just had a healthy margin. Now Doug Sorrentino is ahead of him. So that healthy margin for leading this race in the LMP2 class has gone away. He's been passed. And Jeff is he's adhering to his line. Not much more you could ask from him. Anyone know when this when the official lap ender is? Is it gonna be in the 60s? 68? I have a feeling it's gonna be in the 60s. Look at that. Peter Petrucci holding down the inside line into turn 1 and 2. And now they're going to go side by side. Clash together as Jason Daly is trying to make the move. And passes Peter Petrucci for P10. It's not over though. Yeah, that's the one I'm kind of curious about is it actually going to be just 9 laps missing? That safety car, that second safety car was so massive. Like, I'm not even. It was slower than the first one by, I would say, at least 4 or 5 minutes. That was the longest safety car. I don't even know why it was that much longer. They did have to restructure, so they did probably wave around and do an extra lap for the safety car to restructure the order so that everyone was in the same class. And sorry, this battle is not over. Jason Daly and Peter Petrucci giving us some much-needed battling towards the end of this race. So they're going side by side through the final corners, and now on the start-straight finish, they was in the toe, but breaks the toe to go side by side. And is the AMG going to be faster here? They are so close. He's giving him zero margin for error. And he's going to outbrake him? I don't think so. He's got to keep tight on the exit into turn 2. And it looks like Peter Petrucci is going to hold that inside line and actually is going to be slightly ahead in the corner and stays ahead. And for now, it looks like that is good. Matt Benson has Tyler Kokeko in his sights. They are 3/10 separated here. No breaking of the toe is happening. Is Matt going to be able to make this move on Tyler Kokeko, make this a Valhalla 1, 2, 3, 4? Put the 2-1-2 Racing in 5th and 6th. And into turn 1, he makes the move. Is he going to be able to keep it out of 2 and into 3? That's where we really see whether or not is it going to stick and stay. That position gained into 4th. And he has it for now. Still has the hairpin to contend with. Is Tyler going to fight him back? And so far, so good. Kind of well in hand there. Alex Caruso moves on by. The 2-1-2 Racing of Powell Casca, is this going to be more difficult? I mean, this is a 2-1-2 car, and the 2-1-2 class sister team, a sister team in a different class, would be controversial if there was a slow up for this driver. I don't think he's making a slow for him. I think it's all just kind of an amalgamation of different cars trying to pass all these GTPs that are getting involved now. And nothing too controversial there. So if anything, Tyler Kokeko was not on the good side of that, as he's 7/10 back. He was only 4/10 previously. And Ryan Serlich is still 6/10, 5/10 back, half a second I should say, and on Doug Serentino here. So the battle for P1 in the LMP2 class is still on. The battle for P1 in the LMP2, or sorry, GT3s is not done. Echelon Sim Sport GT3 AM is Taylor Statham and John Soletta, and they are leading. Oh no, wait, yes, they are leading the AM class GT3 Gentleman's Cup. So the leader has TR Racing and Tyler Tier just behind him, and that is the second driver, or that is the second team in the GT3 Gentleman's Cup fighting for that top step. The battle for that is 10.9 seconds, so as long as Taylor keeps it together here, I think he's going to see himself the top step for his team. That said, we know where that's at. We're on lap 60. 444 is Crafty with the pedals. Oh, I have to look at numbers. Camden Craft. Hyperion Racing 5. It's got Austin J. McGill ahead of him, who pit on lap 50. Looks like Austin is making up good moves here. He's got jokes. And Landon Loy leading by 15.3 seconds to Alex Caruso. The gap says actually 13.8. I'm more inclined to believe that than the eye overlay, because that's what I got on my screen as well. Ryan Serlich here. It's getting awfully close. Doug Sorrentino, Hyperion Racing 10, and by awfully close, 3/10. Who's to say when that final lap is coming? Because of the safety cars, it is not going to trigger correctly for my counter. Because it doesn't trigger based on session time. It triggers based on what is actually the lap counter. And goes off of that and not session time. It's just a difference in how the programming works. This battle is still on, half a second off. Ryan Serlich is for the twin turn sim racing with low key racing. I don't even quite understand that, I'm gonna be honest. But it is better than MoneyGram, Stake, Kick, Visa, Petronas, Aramco, Red Bull, BWT Racing. That guy and his team kick rocks. Oh, so we got Camden Craft. Now 3/10, 4/10. It's now back up to 6/10, but it was a lot closer in the braking zone. But now on this start straight finish, the difference is there. I don't think he's quite getting that toe. He's still trying to go for it. I mean, he's close enough. Got a 10th out of it, but now they're in the braking zone. None of this part really counts for anything. Beyond that, Joshua Grasso has Christopher Chitterling reeled in. Quite possibly, but not on this lap. Look at that exit, though. Joshua Grasso was almost flat as he managed turn one so well, got on the acceleration, and is actually even closer to Christopher Chitterling. Now he's got an LMP2 that's just gotten ahead of the GT3, and they both have to pass the LMP2 in the slowest section where they both are basically equal on pace. They'll get a slight bit of acceleration through 300R, but yeah, it's enough there. It'll be scary having this one follow you straight through till the end. Oh, let's start straight finish. And now there is very little separating these two. And look at that. Joshua Grosso now has to contend with almost going to go side by side through that corner as well. But is this the proper exit for Josh? Does he have the power down ahead of Christopher Chitterling? He does. Is Christopher Chitterling going to fight back on this straight here into turn 1? That is the spot for P5, I should say. And he jumps into the middle as a feint. It's just a feint. And Ryan Serlich battling out for P1 in the LMP2 class was slightly past Doug Sorrentino at one point, and kind of not sure how this is going to shape up. One point he was past him. They almost came to contact. It looked like they almost did have contact there just a bit ago in 300R. But he's been closer than ever through these final corners. If he keeps this really tight, I think he can show up into the final. Oh, he's a little bit slippery there. A great run on exit. Stay with him on the straight. Is this it for so much flashing for what? At 63, turn 1. The move is not on for Ryan Serlich. Is he going down diving down the front? It's not done. Austin McGill in turn 1. Oh! What the heck? Why is that? What the heck? Yeah, that's just the worst kind of luck. Going straight to a cockpit view, it really just shows it looked like he's not, it's disconnected, and then all F4 pedals still work. True, pedals can probably work. I don't know. I can't speak to that, but Jack Presley and Christopher Chitterling. Jack Presley makes a move on Christopher Chitterling, and that was done on the exit of the penultimate corner there when he gets by. Goes tumbling down the order slightly. Yeah, I don't know. This computer froze. That would make more sense than nothing works. But that wasn't the same guy. There's another person that they're in the LMP2 class and they legit froze and no one saw them, and they pop back up on the start straight finish and one person crashes into them. Look at this parkade here, as we have Jason Daly behind, Kylo Kokeko in P10, Peter Petrucci in 9. They're all battling it out here for position. That's truly unfortunate. Luke Wallace with saying lap 80, but we're not going to get to lap 80. Someone confirmed it was lap 70, possibly 71 too, more than likely. Luke Wallace in Hyperion Racing 9 is 2/10 separated here from Powell Casca of 212 Racing. Dives down the inside line. Is he going to hold on to it into turn 1? And he's going for it. And on exit, he keeps it together. Is that going to be enough, though? Out of 2 into 3. Powell going through that as well with him. I actually got on the... That was more scary for Luke there, but he gets by and stays by. RBR this race, Red Bull Ring. My Thai food, my race. Bangkok Thai? Look at that. I mean, what do you even say there? These guys are all just like parking it on the chicane. Luke A. Wallace is trying to get by. It's got guys in the GTP class. Holy. Just when you thought you were done. And look at the checkup there. This is clearly Petrucci and Tukeko slowing down, and then he slows and then wiggles, and then that's an LMP2 that hits him, and a GT3 hits the LMP2. They get by. Peter Flanders' race could not have gone any worse with any worse luck. This is just unfortunate by every measure and stretch of words that could be used to describe unfortunate. Doug Sorrentino here is having to pit. He just came out in 5th. Eddie A. Layton's out there. He pit on lap 46 for Hyperion Racing 6. Jason Chen, he pit 17 laps ago on 47. Luke A. Wallace pit on 50. Ryan Serlich has now inherited the race. He pit on lap 46. And this is looking strong for the LMP2 driver who may end up winning this race. Matthew Wyckoff did say it was going to be a one-stop for the GT3s. He's still ahead 1.6 on Jeff Koffold, Matt Benson as well. Parks de la Cruz is in the car again over Tyler Kokeko. Am I reading that? No, Tyler Kokeko is in the other car. Parks de la Cruz is in the 021 car. Echelon Sim Sport GT3 AM Taylor Statham is going to win over Tyler Tier. That much is known. Valhalla Motorsports Fjord of Gage Yams is out of this race, I think. I'm not sure what's happening there. The Draft Punk Gold Curse is real. It really is. Eddie A. Layton has 6/10 to Jason Chen, who's just ahead of him in this little pack of cars we can see. Eddie asking for CW Pair to let him by here into turn 1, giving the flashing lights. And he does so. Jason has a slightly bad exit there, going off line and off track. Still ahead of his rival there in the other car, which is the driver we're looking at, Eddie A. Layton. It's separated by 4/10 instead of 6. Big ups, Ryan. Really well done, Taylor. What's big ups, Ryan? Am I saying something I shouldn't say? Is that what's happening? No. Ryan... Wait, was there a Ryan? I don't know. Was there a... Ryan A. Phillips? It's too late in the race. Oh, God. What happened here? I wasn't paying attention, so we're going to just click it again. It's young people slang for good job for the LMP2 leader. Oh yeah, Ryan Serlich. Alright, we'll take a look here once more on the heli cam. Well, he fixed him, didn't he? Position gain for Eddie A. Layton into P3. Jeff wants puppies. Oh my god. Oh god. Rodrigo. Don't say stuff like that. Tyler Kokeko trying to make a move here on Peter Petrucci. The battle for these two drivers in 8 and 9 is still on. Even if every other driver has opted to not have a race on for anything. Pace difference. Yeah. You guys know this is going straight to the stream, right? The chat itself. The chat. It goes to the stream. Oh, God. What is that? Solitude Racing of Jamie Zhen. A little slow there. Yeah, I mean, I sort of know what some of it means, but I don't want to know that I know what I know what it means. On board with Tyler Kokeko, we do not see a flag bearer just yet, but that seems to be it. Landon Loy has finished this race in P1. Alex Caruso is going to cross the line, and it is P2 for him. Camden Craft in P3. Joshua Grasso got a couple corners to contend with, but he is going to finish in 4th position. Arcadian Motorsports with Jack Presley in 5th for the GTPs. Christopher Chitterling in 6th. It looks like Trey Misek disconnected, or he is not popping up on my screen. That might be a change in the order from 7th and 8th. Nope, these cross the line. Trey Misek is done in 7th. Seki Kapani at Barbecue Boys is 8th. Draft Punk Rock Flag Eagle in 10th. Ryan Serlich is going to finish this race in 1st position for the LMP2s. Luke A. Wallace is going to finish in 2nd for Hyperion Racing 9. Eddie Layton in Hyperion Racing 6 in 3rd. Hyperion Racing 10 of Doug Sarantino in 4th. Jason Chen of Zero Day Since Last Incident in 5th. Powell Kaska of 212 Racing has already finished this race in 6th position. Payday Racing Purple of Randy Bechtel in 7th. Valhalla Motorsports of Matthew Wyckoff finishes in P1. Jeff Koffold for the GT3 class. Jeff Koffold in P2. Matt Benson P3. Parks de la Cruz for 212 Racing in 4th. Taylor Statham in P1 for the GT3 Gentlemen's Cup of the Echelon Simsport GT3 AM. In 5th, TR Racing, Tyler Tier in 6th, Matthew Thompson in 7th, Peter Petrucci in 8th, Tyler Kokeko in 9th, Christopher DK Hoyt in 10, Alex Ear in 11, Matthew Sharon in 12, Jamie Zhen in 13, CW Pear in 14, Austin Jay McGill finishes in 31st in the overall, Jason Daly finishes 32 in the overall, Cody Smith in 33 in the overall, Peter Flander 34 in the overall, Gage Yams in 35 in the overall, Ryan A. Phillips in 36 in the overall, Johnny Rapp in 38 in the overall, Caden Bristow 39 in the overall, Jeff Lubitch in 40, Craig Carroll 41, Andy Korsacki 42, Joseph Rodriguez 43, Elijah Bierme in 44, Chris Lambeth 45, Thomas Frost 46, and Dean Dills 47. There is a repeat that's saying that was Jason Statham. As we go back to our podium finishes, Matthew Wyckoff, what a wonderful race that you performed in. It didn't look like you guys were able to catch the 212 racing drivers throughout that first stint. You opted to stay longer out than Jeff did. Was that really what was the change there? Was the overcut really that strong? It looked like it was strong in other classes. That's what I could attest to that.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating trying to pass Dominic, basically losing us all time every lap. So Jeff and I knew that we had the pace, so we just played the long game, did some fuel saving behind. Um, so that's kind of the strategy. I actually managed to do that last extra lap, but that whole last stint, it kept telling me I was short, and then I was good, and I was short. So Jeff, if there was like 3 more laps in the race, Jeff would have caught me there, I think.
Wow, I didn't know it was playing out that way. I mean, I knew it was going to end early, but it was very much telling for the other drivers that were pitting in the LMP2 class, ended up having to pit very late in the race because they didn't have enough to go to the end. But everyone else seemed to have figured it out, with exception of a couple LMP2s. But you know, the GTPs, they had it kind of dialed in for the end of that race. So congratulations on that end. I mean, also congratulations for the 1, 2, 3 Valhalla. If I don't know what happened to Gage there towards the end, or something might have happened to him, but when
His headset died. He's in VR. Something happened with that. So
oh,
yeah, it sucks.
that really sucks because that was a really strong showing for Valhalla when you guys were. I think it was second and third in third and fourth, but at one point it was fourth and fifth with one of the 212 splitting. You know, first and third,
Yeah,
fourth, I should say.
I was gutted
Yeah.
for him. He's been having crazy pace at Fuji all week and ran a great race and just had some technical difficulties, which happens. Um, but yeah, it was a fun one. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen there at the end. If it went 1 more lap, I would have ran out of fuel. I had
Yeah.
to fuel save like crazy the last stint there. So
Well, great performance there. I mean, I can't wait to see what you guys can do going into the next one. I mean, I don't know which motorsports are you? Are you the Fjord one?
to Veer, which would be the second team. It's yeah, yep,
Tavir, that's the one that starts with a T.
yes, I
Okay,
do that one.
so you're in sixth in that one with the new points on the board. You'll probably go into P3 more than likely with that one. So can't wait to see that happen and see what happens going forward with the next couple of races. Thank you for joining me, Matthew, and I can't wait
Right
to
on.
see you again in the GT3 Sprint. Did
Yeah,
well.
hopefully. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. And Taylor, are you aware
I
of
also
the?
like men, apparently. So
Hey Taylor, are you aware of the post race interviews?
I am aware of them. I couldn't find the channel.
You're close enough. Congratulations on that, by the way. You did have how do you say that? TR racing just behind you with Tyler Tier. At what all were you worried towards the end of that race? Did you have enough to go to the end? Were you fearful of that like 1.3 second gap towards the end that they had next to you? Did you think they were going to come back and face you?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, with the Corvette, the front tires just fall on their face towards the end of a stint. So it definitely adds a layer challenge. So at that point, it's just trying to get every ounce of the car that you can on the pavements. That way you can maintain the position.
Awesome. And how was traffic for you? It seemed was it giving or taking away there? Because it seemed like for some people it was really taking away, especially when they had some really close GT3 battles, and it kind of split the GT3s up significantly over the course of like the middle stint there. I would say from lap 20 onward to 40, it was kind of pulling them all away from each other.
Yeah, I mean, largely for the most part, it definitely was more of a hindrance as far as trying to keep pace with the car in front of me. There were some times it worked in my favor, but at the end of the day, you just got to work with what you got and make the best of it.
Well, congratulations on that first that AM class win. You are sixth in the GT3 Gentlemen's Cup Championship. With that said, with the points on board, you're going to see yourself popped up in the top four for sure. I know that the two, three, four, actually every single one of these teams finished well behind you, so we might actually see you on the top three. I mean, the amount of points allotted for that group. That's going to be very impressive for you there. So congratulations to that. Can't wait to see what happens for round 3. And great racing, man. I didn't see at all of you having to really struggle with the classes around you, kind of passing and otherwise. I mean, keeping a predictable line.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a blast. Looking forward to the next one.
Well, thank you for joining me, and congratulations again. What a win.
Thank you.
And that is it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. We have the ARCA Oval League, which is tomorrow at USA International. So join us for that. Thank you, Knights End One, for the follow. Please join us on the Brokering Racing League Discord. This is the Le Mans series. It happens every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. It is an endurance racing league. We have our GT3 Sprint Championship on Sundays. We have round 4 coming up on next Sunday. V-Rays are our multi-class of the V's and the Rays on Thursdays, and that is same time. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join us for those as well. We have 4 running leagues at the moment for Brokering Racing League. That said, we also have merch. Go to the About Me section and click on some of the merch. We have some cool merch. Blue flags don't matter. Everything else like that. Thank you, Funk Dubious, and everyone else. Jeff, Rodrigo, Justin, Tyler, Chris, Gareth, everyone else that was in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Upward Worm. Have a good night, everybody. And join us and see you next week.